Hello, friends. So I just turned 50 years old, and I had recently made a YouTube short about just the evolution of my hippie goddess life. And I share pictures of, from when I was little up until recently. And I just thought it would be fun to do to show, like how I've changed. But that was mostly just showing how I've changed physically, and, we all do. um, but I've had a lot of time to reflect about my life changes and where I was when I was younger, and where I am now. And but I thought it would be fun to make a video on how to live your best goddess life at age 50, or basically any age, because some of these tips, I wish I had when I was younger. And so I'm going to share some of the things that I have learned throughout my 50 years of living. But first, I want to just explain what living a goddess life means to me. So as some of you know, I am a goddess life workout instructor. What that really means, or what it was when I signed up, was my friend Delphina had created these belly dance back in the 90s, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, had created these belly dance and burlesque workouts called the Goddess Workout. And not only was it just teaching dance, which is, my background. I've been a dancer pretty much all my life, so I really wanted to start teaching belly dance. But I really fell in love with her philosophy, which is basically like every woman is a goddess, and it doesn't matter what you look like, your body type, your age, just, continuing to live your life with that sparkle and that shine, and not only embodying that, but sharing that with the world, and lifting up other women to feel that way. So when I do teach my classes, it's not just about, teaching belly dance and, basic, belly dance moves, but it's really about just helping women feel empowered and confident. And I think at age 50, some people start to lose that. And I think this is when it starts to be very, like, more important. I just want to share some of the tips that I have learned, and I wrote them down so I could focus. So my first one is to feel comfortable in your own skin and embrace all of who you are. So I definitely think this is one thing that actually gets easier as you get older. You stop caring so much what people think about what you look like. You've had time to get to know yourself, to feel more comfortable in your skin. You realize that your body is not to be taken for granted, because you start to feel things a lot easier and faster. Hint, hint, going back to my 20s and recovering pretty easy from a night out, you can't really do that anymore. But, I am more in tune with my body. I know what my body can handle and what she can't. So, and then as far as that goes, like when I was in my 20s, I had a very messed up body image. I think we all do. Like in my teens too. Like I actually had, I don't know if I would call it an eating disorder when I was a teen, but looking back, I feel like maybe it was a little bit, because I was not overweight and I was like drinking Slim Fast diets. And like, does anyone remember that? I don't even know if that's still a thing, but I just didn't know what good nutritious food was. Like I said, I was dancing, so it wasn't like I wasn't getting exercise, but I was always comparing myself to my friends. I was comparing myself to, you know, even though I wasn't overweight, I wasn't as skinny as my best friend at the time. And, that always made me feel bigger. So now that I'm older and I have gained weight, I've had 2 kids, I, I don't have that same body, and I look back and I'm like, I wish I had just taken the time to enjoy what I had then, because I look back and I was like, wow, she's gorgeous. Like I thought that, I wish I had been more comfortable then. And I am more comfortable in my skin now, even though I'm not at my perfect body weight. I do realize what I need to do to get there, which is a good thing, and I still move my body, which brings us to number two, and living your best goddess life is moving your body. So I always say now, body image is more just about, for me, it's not only about looking good, but it's about feeling good. You know, and exercise obviously makes you feel good. Eating nutritious fruits and vegetables makes you feel good. Excuse me. So whether that be walking, you know, going to the gym, if that's your thing. That's not really my thing. That's one of the reasons I became a belly dance teacher, and a chakra dance teacher. I also do chakra dance, which is moving meditation, because for me that just is more, it connects me more on a deeper level, and it's more fun. Like when I do belly dance, I feel like, I'm like, am I really exercising? Same with walking. Like I could walk all day outside. I love to hike, but put me on a treadmill and I'm like, this is boring. Like I could do the same exercise outside. And I'm not knocking it. Like if that's your thing, if you like going to the gym, I used to go to the gym all the time, and I thought it was fun because that was how I got my exercise in. Like I didn't have time as a mom of babies to, you know, go for long walks or, you know, take an hour dance class unless it was at the gym that had childcare provided. Because if you don't have childcare, it's tough, right? Luckily my kids are older now, so I don't have to worry about that. But definitely move your body in whatever way makes you feel good. If you're having fun doing it, extra bonus points. And then going back to the whole feeling comfortable in your own skin, this also just goes with like embracing who you are, not just physically, because there's a difference between, you know, being body positive and loving your body no matter what, but embracing who you are as a person. Like you know, people, even when I watch my own videos, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, what a dork, you know. But I've come to realize that about myself, and I'm fine with that. Like I'm a big goofy goofball, and I am embracing that because it's helped me have a very positive outlook on life. It lets me see the humor in life. It's definitely worked for my 12+ year relationship. You know, just to laugh things and don't sweat the small stuff. You know, there's a book about that, and it's true. Don't sweat the small stuff. Be who you are, and don't worry about what other people think. I mean, I guess when you get older, like I said, when you get to be my age, you just stop caring about what people think. And then number 3 is play. So in my classes that I teach, I do these chakra goddess, embodying your inner chakra goddess classes. And I always try to infuse a sense of play in my classes, but also like just in life. And I just feel like I personally love to dress up. I love to blow bubbles. I love to, you know, do cartwheels. I don't do a very good cartwheel, but I love to dance and sing around the house and sing at the top of my lungs, even though I don't really know who's listening. I don't care who's listening. You know, it's just fun to play and just to be silly. That and the next one, which is never stop learning. These are 2 lessons I've pretty much learned through my homeschooling journey. I have been homeschooling my kids since they were since the beginning, pretty much all our life. And our biggest thing was learning through play. And I still believe that, you know, especially when you're young, but even when you're older, I mean, you gotta learn, you gotta enjoy what you're learning. And if you can't have fun with it, you're never gonna retain that information. So now that I am older, I love learning. Like I had wished that I had the same philosophy growing up about, you know, just learn what you love, because I think that I would have learned everything that I needed to know. And I feel like now I do, because I seek it, you know. It's like I'm a seeker, and so I guess this should be never stop seeking, right? If you want to know something, it's out there, you know, the truth is out there. You shall find, seek and you shall find. So this, I guess, kind of brings me to the next one, which is also live your life on your own terms. So I can make a whole separate video on just this, but what goes along with kind of never stop learning is question the status quo. Like, I guess I mean, I've been kind of thinking about this since I was like in my early 20s and started, experiencing with psychedelics and, just started, when you're young, you start pondering the big questions in life. And so you start wondering, like, why are we here? I mean, everybody kind of goes through these questions, right? I mean, I don't think I'm the only one, but you start wondering, like, are we really here just to like work at a sucky job 9 to 5? Are we really here to just do something because somebody else says this is the way, and I've never really been like that. I've always wanted to live life on my own terms, and this mostly goes for, I guess it goes a lot sorry, it goes along with work mostly for me, but I guess this is just life in general. Like, when everybody else I knew was homeschooling, or sorry, traditional schooling, I decided to pull my kids out of school and actually started unschooling first, which, when I would try to explain to people like, oh yeah, we're unschooling, people are like, what is unschooling? And even now, like, I'm like, okay, I still have to kind of explain. But mostly I would just say, oh, we're just homeschooling, because people are so much more comfortable with that because it's so much more accepted and well known. And I feel like that's just life in general. It's like when people accept things because they're more traditionally done that way, it's just easier. It's easier to explain. And same with my work life. I've never really wanted to work a 9 to 5 job. I have, and I've had some fun jobs. But mostly I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. And when that starts to become boring, I'll move on to something different. And like I said, I could make a whole video about this, and maybe I will, but all the different jobs that I've had, including, massage therapist. I've been a canvasser for like an environmental company before. I've been a barista at Starbucks before, and I will say that's one of my favorite jobs, but mostly massage therapist for the last, 20 something years, but, I get bored of that and I want to do something with dance. I did write a whole article on how teaching belly dance has helped, change my outlook on life. And this is true. And this goes along with the Goddess Life philosophy, is that I don't ever think it's too late to create the life you love. And that was pretty much what my blog was about, was, when I was 40 something, I decided that I wanted to become a chakra dance facilitator. So I did that. And then I wanted to become a belly dance teacher. So I did that. And I don't know what's next. At 50, I'm like, am I too old to be, starting a new career? And heck no, I don't ever think that you are. It goes back to never stop learning. I'm always learning new modalities. I've learned crystal healing and aromatherapy, and now I'm learning how to be a YouTube content creator. Even though I started this journey with YouTube, like, I don't even know what my first video was, but if you look at my videos now and my videos, when I started, they're so different, just because not only was the things that I was sharing a little bit different, but I've learned so much, about videoing and editing since then, and I know I still have a lot more to go. So just always be open to learning new things. And then the next thing was create daily rituals. So this isn't, something that you have to do in order to live your best goddess life, but for me, I found that it helps. I have my morning ritual. Basically everything is kind of like a ritual. Like, I guess that's the priestess in me. I'm also a priestess. I did a priestess training, and I live life very ritually. I like to create my my own little blends, my little scents in the morning. I do, even my dancing is like a ritual, and like teaching how I teach my classes, and I could get more into that, but that's, you know, I think everybody has their own little rituals, but they don't really call them rituals. And I guess they're more just like habits, you know. But I guess the habits that you want to create are your habits, or rituals are habits with intention, right? So you have the way you get up in the morning and the first things that you do, you know, make sure that you're infusing your day with intention. So yeah, so the next one is getting outside, and this one is a big one because I think a lot of us just kind of forget the power of nature and how important it is to get out and connect, and that this will bring you to more of a connection with yourself. Sometimes if I'm just having a really bad day, I'll just go for a walk, even if it's just around my neighborhood. You know, it's like, wow, you know, there's a lot to see, and you know, they say if you start to feel stuck creatively, you start, you know, just go outside, maybe take a different route. You know, if your normal walk is, you know, this way, take a different path, you know. So yeah, I used to live in a really rural area, and I do miss that, but here we have the beach, which is nice. I try to get to the beach as much as I can. Or, you know, if there's some hiking trails, or even just a park, you know, just going out and sitting under the tree does wonder for your spirit, and then also just makes you feel more creatively connected. So the next one is cultivate connections and friendships with people. So I kind of consider myself a loner. I've had friendships throughout my whole life, but I'm more of a introvert. I'm very independent. I like to do my own thing. So sometimes it's just easier not to be part of a group. And I've noticed, excuse me, I've noticed when I'm younger, you know, you try so hard to fit in, and you want to be part of the group so much that you kind of change who you are a little bit. You kind of lose that. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be part of a group or have friendships, but make sure you find friendships that not only accept who you are, but people that uplift and inspire you. And part of our Goddess Life philosophy is, you know, fix another woman's crown without her even knowing it was crooked. You know, it's like you're always uplifting your friends. And my big thing is inspiring. Like, I found a group of women who inspire me, and some of these women are older than me, and they've shown me that you don't stop living. Like, you don't, just because you turn 50, just because you're middle aged, doesn't mean life ends, right? In fact, in many ways, it starts to begin again, if that makes sense. I think those of you that are around my age will kind of get it, or older, because you realize that there's a lot of different cycles, and I feel like I'm in a very creative cycle of my life, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that my kids are older and haven't really left the nest yet, but you know, I have more time to myself. I have more time to focus on what I want out of life and what I want to create. And I see this in other women too. I see this in older women, and some of my friends that don't even have children, or their children have also left the nest, or are almost about to leave the nest. They still learn, they still do things, they still move their body, they still travel, which, you know, that should be on my list too, but I know traveling's not for everyone. But doing things that inspire them and that they love. And so I have a quick story about a recent road trip that I took to Hollywood, and I actually did make a video about this. But I met up with some of these friends, and we actually had a slumber party. And I haven't done that in a long time, and we just stayed up till like in the morning, and I knew I was gonna pay for it because I like my sleep, right? I'm one of those, like, okay, get 8 hours of sleep a night, but I had so much fun, and we were just up giggling like we were in high school. We were listening to music. One of my friends was playing the ukulele, and we were having a little sing along. I mean, every now and then you just need that, and it's like I did. I felt like I was back in high school, and these are the kind of friendships that will help you keep growing and keep living your best life. So the last one is not like any small thing, and it's not really a big secret either. It's basically spending time doing the things that you love. So I was part of a recent online class that one of my friends taught, or two of my friends, they taught together, but I just remember they had these daily dedications where it was like things that you wanted to commit to doing every day, because we get so busy in life that, especially when our kids are still young or we're working a full-time job, that we don't just be, right? And I know that the whole like slow living movement is coming back, and people are taking time just to chill, just to be and like do what they want to do. So for me, that means just spending time doing the things that bring me joy. And I love listening to music, and when I was younger, like, I would just waste hours just laying around listening to records. So I started doing that again. I love to just read and look at my crystal collection and just the things that bring me joy. And I think that's important. I think that's important to take the time to if there's a new store that you wanted to check out, or a new restaurant, like, I mean, I don't want to say that, because these things cost money, and you don't necessarily have to spend money to have joy in your life. Like I said, you could just listen to music, you could lay down and look up at the clouds, whatever makes you feel this deeper sense of peace and joy in your life. Those are the things that you want to focus on. And so with that being said, are there any things that you can recommend in living your best life? I guess, I don't know, I feel like I could go on and on about this subject, and I will. I'll probably make some more videos. I have like little categories of things. I do want to share more about holding goddess circles, and or belly dance classes, and ways to share the goddess life in your community doing that. I also like to talk about books and music and movies. My next movie, I think my next video will be about movies that I turn to, when I need like some like goddess comfort movies, like, I don't want to say the term chick flick, but these are better than chick flicks. These are more like, movies that you turn to that make you feel inspired about life, and just when you need a little bit of like kind of a cozy cup of tea, but in a movie. So I hope that this video has helped you in some way, or at least, got you thinking about life, and not afraid to turn 50, because 50 is fabulous so far. I've had a great one, and I'm looking forward to the next years.